What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to the 2024 Daddl Cup Draft Cast. This year, in the 8th year of Daddl Cup, we changed things up, as we typically draft the night before the tournament starts live at Daddl. However, this year, we are drafting a few days ahead of time to let it brew.
Ooh, baby.
It also, just gives us more time to hang and enjoy each other's company, right? That's really what this is all about. Most of us have been friends for 20 plus years, and it's a blessing to have at least, one chance a year to get together to play this amazingly humbling and sometimes humiliating game of golf. Again, 8th year playing the prestigious Daddl Cup to crown a champion, and we are excited about the changes us, the board of directors, have made to continue to improve upon each year. With that said, let's take a moment, introduce your Daddl Cup board of directors here with you tonight. We'll start with your GM, Senior Peace Missile, Hype Video Aficionado, Face Swap Photo Editing Expert, Chris Lovell.
How you doing?
Chris, how are we feeling about the event this year compared to years prior? I know we made some changes. We don't have to get into that right now, but just want to get your take how you think this year we're going to improve.
I think adding the third day is a big thing, right? Last year we had 36 holes. It was tough to make those switches. Just like each year, year in, year out, this board gets together, and we do what we can to make it better. So it's going to be the best that it's ever been. Salute.
Salute. All right, Chris, thanks, man. And then next, of course, you see us all wearing some new swag. We got Swag Daddy himself, Chief Swag Officer, self-proclaimed. I am Chautauqua. Mr. Can fix anything except his slice. Joey Putz, a.k.a. Joe Fisher.
How's it going, everybody?
Joey, look at this swag. As you can see, we're all representing these baseball jerseys. We got some basketball jerseys, some new hats. I heard the hoodies are spectacular. How are you feeling going into this Daddl Cup, knowing this might be the best swag to date, and how are you feeling about these changes?
I am pretty excited about the changes. I'm pretty excited about the cup. I'm feeling pretty good. I know that we're going to have a blast. Really excited about the swag. I can't wait for everybody to get their hands on it. I know everybody's going to like it, so pretty excited about that.
Awesome, Joe. Well, thanks for putting in the time, the effort to get the swag ordered. We all know we love the Daddl Cup swag. We've got to get our own store going sometime soon because I think more people want to get their hands on this stuff. And before we highlight our captains, I'm Jim Petrola, your Chief Cheesecake Officer, because really, I don't have a specific role. Mostly these guys put together some rules, and I challenge everything. But I make cheesecake for the night before the tournament, and that's pretty much all I do. Pretty good cheesecake. It'll be the same cheesecake this year, Carm. White chocolate, Angry Orchard, little maple whip topping, so get a slice before it's gone. Paul, I got one with your name on it, pal. All right, now the fun part. Let's introduce your captains. What am I doing?
You're good.
Okay. Let's introduce our captains. First up, Le Chef, the loudest player at the Cup, Sans Miguel. You'll feel the noise on the course once he makes par after 3 straight double bogeys. Your Team Red captain and 2023 champion, Carmen Catullo. Carmen.
Yes.
Carmen. The chief energy officer, as we call you, of the Cup.
Yeah.
How are we feeling? We got some new players in the mix, had some changes, brought in some alternates. How do you go about adjusting your rankings and adjusting and scouting these new players?
Well, I like the guys that we brought in. They're awesome. But more than anything, I'm very excited to add another day onto the Cup this year. It should be great, but more than anything, you want to be on Team Red so we can run it back this year. We're also coming to you live from the Columbus Italian Club. We haven't brought that up yet. Great venue for everybody to see. I wish Dom the best of luck during this draft, but it's all about Team Red tonight.
Wow, true gentleman, true gentleman. We'll see all that changes once we get on the links. And now, your CEO of the Daddl Cup, the hostess with the mostest, leader of Dad Bod Busters Anonymous, the Callaway Killer, your Team Black captain, Dom Schneider.
Thanks, Jimmy.
I can't be the Callaway killer anymore, though, because I have a TaylorMade. But the shot's still the same, so still just as lethal.
All right, cool. Hey, I know you worked on your game a lot. I've seen a lot of improvement in your game. We've been playing a lot. It's been awesome to see. Now you, too, have to adjust for the new players. How do you feel your chances are this year going into trying to take the cup back?
Yeah, I think, there's some new guys this year, but, we know Sam. He's been in the Cup before. Tim is first-timer in the Cup. It'll be interesting to see how he handles that. And the rest of the guys are all still the same. I think last year was unfortunate the way it ended. Carmen's team got out to a big lead in the first day, and we just didn't have enough time to come back. But I think this year with 3 days and, having more points available at the end, we're going to figure out who's ready to play, and I think I'm going to give it a good go.
Nice. Love it. Can't wait to have that extra day, add some more fun, add some more points for the taking. I know we alluded to some changes that we made this year, so we just want to go over that. Format, what's changed, how many points are available each day before we start our draft. So with that, I'm going to hand it over to our GM, Chris Lovell.
Ciao, ciao. Thank you guys for tuning in. Can't fucking wait to play some motherfucking damn golf with all of you. Sorry if any parents or children are watching this. Format changes for the 2024 Daddl Cup. An additional day of tournament play. 15 points available on Thursday. So you're going to look at a 9-hole scramble play match. It's a team scramble, so 2 pairings each team, and then an 18 holes 1v1. In the past, we've heard a lot of not complaints, but people saying, "Man, towards the end of those first 9 holes, I was getting in a rhythm. It sucks that we weren't able to play the next 9." Well, we added that for you. More 1v1 holes, like we said. No mulligans. We're getting rid of all the mulligans. Sorry, Dante, can't have the mulligans. Nah, yeah. Dante said Team Black loses 1 year, all the rules change.
You're right.
Mulligans are for pussies. All right, here we go. Friday, 15 points available. I already mentioned Thursday, 15 points. Friday, the same points available. 9-hole match, team play scramble, 9 holes of match play, 9 holes of 9 holes match play, alternate shot, 9 holes match play, net total. Saturday, that's the big day, ladies and gentlemen. We have a Saturday 25 points available match to your typical 18-hole Ryder Cup style tournament, followed by an ending the tournament with 9 holes 1v1.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Chris. We are excited about these changes. Love that we got 1v1 at the end. Might have been an influence on that one. Saying thanks with the guy at Chautauqua too for not being able to change that for us.
Troy,
Blockhead.
You called him.
Appreciate it. But I think we're about ready to dive into our draft. Captains, what do we say? You guys done your research? You got into the career stats? You got everything you need?
I'll tell you what, the career stats, kudos to Joe for putting those together. If anyone hasn't looked at them, they definitely should because, from a captain standpoint, there's a lot to take out of that, but it's also cool from just like a spectator standpoint.
It's not cool if your stats aren't good. So if your stats aren't good, don't look at it. Just play your game. But I think we're good. We played a 1v1 match for the first draft pick. Dom took that match. I know it was a good back and forth. Had a little live stream of that going too. That was fun. So Dom, I think it's safe to say if everyone's ready, you are now on the clock.
All right. So it's
Quick No, word from our sponsor.
So I'll be honest, this was a hard pick. I've gone back and forth. I've gone back and forth with 3 different names. Paul is absolutely playing lights out. Only guy in the Cup shooting consistently in the 70s. He's posted under 72 the one time. Chris was my co-captain last year. He's done great things for me in the past. There's Zampini, probably one of the best golfers and most consistent year over year. But after last year, I feel like there's a little bit of unfinished business, and I want revenge. And I'm going to take Chris with the first pick.
Let's go.
Gotta say, we were wondering if that was gonna take place. we didn't know which way he was gonna go. Chris, like Dom said, some unfinished business there. You know how these guys run it back and want revenge. They're out for blood. So awesome to see Chris go first. Chris, I guess you're live. Let's do an interview, man. How are you feeling about going 1 overall?
Well, first and foremost, I know I'm not the best golfer in the draft. However, I always do show up for the Ryder Cup. I'm a competitive player, and I know how to be a really good co-captain. And that my record speaks for itself in that aspect. With that said, I understand I'm not the best. Being number one has a lot of pressure on it. So, but I'm excited. It's always fun to play with Dom and be on Team Black. So let's go.
Awesome. Thank you. All right, that means Team Red captain. You are on the clock, my friend.
Wow. I had no idea what was going to happen. I knew that he was deciding between a few names here and told myself that I would take this player in my head between the two players that, I thought he might go with. So I think I'm going to run it back with the guy who's playing the best golf out of everybody here, I believe. I am going to go with Paul Charnello with Team Red's first pick.
Paulie Charnello. This guy has been on fire. Got his handicap down to what is it now? 5, I think he's playing the Cup. Been shooting in the 70s. Really good rounds happening. I know he plays a ton of golf. I think it's a solid second pick. What do you guys? I know we got the captains we want to interview, but Joe, what do you think about this pick at 7 and Chris going number 1?
Whenever I did a mock draft, I had these two, 1 and 2. So I'm not surprised at all by these picks.
Not surprised at all. That's shocking. Chris, I think going 1, it is. Me and Carmen were talking a little bit, and we were wondering because I know you said you haven't been playing. So how are you feeling about your game going number 1, knowing that Paul's the second pick and he's been playing some pretty good golf?
I've been working in silence. I know I haven't been playing 18 holes, but I have an X Golf that's located 300 feet away from my house, and I've been there 2, sometimes 3 times a week. May or may not have received a few lessons as well. So we'll see if that comes about in a few days here. But I feel confident. Give me some strokes against Paul. I'm ready to go.
I'll take a confident, revengeful Chris any day.
That's scary.
I hope you heard that, Paul.
That's like the Kobe gift, right? We were talking about.
Yeah.
All right, that means we're back to Team Black and Captain Dom Schneider on the clock with pick number 3.
Yep. So I already alluded to it. The whole revenge tour type theme. I want Zampini on my team again.
Wow.
It's feeling a lot like last year again.
No shock.
If I could spell it right.
Zampipi?
Zampini?
Guy's consistent.
He's consistent.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I would say if we looked at the career stats though, Zampini in the Cup, what would we say? Ryan Day-like from the peanut gallery. Ryan Day-like. So Mark? What does that mean exactly?
Hold on, use Joe's mic.
There you go.
This wire's a little.
So tell him that you said Ryan Day.
So I said Ryan Day-like, and the reason I said that is because Zampini is so good against me or other players, but in the Cup hasn't been as good in the big games. Ryan Day's 1 and 5 in the big games. If anybody didn't know that, he's 1 and 5, so everybody knows.
Holy shit! This is gonna turn into a Ohio State podcast.
Holy shit! All right, that's all.
So I'd like to go ahead. I was just going to say, for the longest time, Zampini was the sacrificial lamb, and he'll be the first to tell you this against Evan.
Yeah.
He was always thrown out there against Evan, and he really didn't get a fair shake because Evan was a scratch golfer. And his overall record's 2 and 4 in the Cup. His whole record 82, 98, and 90. But match points is 127. That's still in the green as far as the conditionally formatted.
Joey's stats.
So
The bear.
Zampini he'll show up and he'll ball out if he doesn't have to go up against somebody that's just going to absolutely crush him. So now this is why I think having the handicaps part of the cup is going to be a good thing. This levels the playing field. This actually gives everybody a shot to go after this thing and get it.
True. My favorite Zampini moments in the cup is if, like, the first day he gets run over, and then, like, you're talking about pairings for the next day, and he's like, run it back. I'm going to take him. Like, Zampini, you just got smoked.
Yeah,
That's what you want, though, on your team.
It's
right?
true. It's
he's got
true.
a dog in him.
He's got some dog.
Sometimes
in
you
him.
got to rein it in.
That's true. All right, enough Zampini talk. Team Red, Carmen Catullo, you're up with the 4th pick in the 2024 Daddl Cup Draft. I think I know where you're going with this one, but you might throw a curveball at us. I don't know. We'll see.
This one was actually pretty tough for me. Still is tough. I actually just texted my first pick to decide. Not decide.
Consulting already.
I consulted. I was wavering between a couple people. I'm not going to say who, but I will say who I am picking. I think this guy is super solid. I think he is perfect addition to my team. I think he's going to be coming to this cup after not playing last year.
Okay.
And I think Sam is going to be a great addition to Team Red. I'm going to be taking Sam with my 2nd pick for Team Red and overall pick number 4.
Very nice.
Wow.
Very nice.
For me, guys, it's a little interesting because Carmen is known to pick.
His friends. That's what he does. He drafts his friends.
Spoiler.
His boys.
So
Sam, we're friends.
Hey, what's Sam's last name?
Adams.
What's he do for a living?
Oh, I don't know what half of you guys do for a living. Me and Marcus talk about that. I don't care what you guys do for a living. Do you want to play beer pong? Let's go.
Oh, that's great.
I think that's a solid pick. I think you're looking at the top 4 golfers there. Maybe you can probably squeeze another name in there, and I'm pretty sure we're going to see that name coming up next. But that's a great pick there, Carmen.
Yeah, I think it's a good pick. You know, Pat, I can't remember if it was you or Sam that brought it up to me, but, like, when you get in these tournaments, obviously we're all amateur golfers, right? But, like, you have high school playing experience. Sam played in high school. Like, it's just a different mentality. So you get some of that experience in the cup with Sam. You know, especially with more 1v1 this year, it's going to be important to have that mental game right. So I think it's a solid pick. I'm excited about the first 4 picks. Nowhere near my mock draft, but, you know, that's why we do it. Now we'll just switch back to Dom with the 5th pick in the draft. Dom, you are on the clock.
I'm curious, how many mock drafts are busted already from those first 4 picks?
Mine's definitely
all of them.
I didn't know Chris was getting lessons on the
Marcus apparently is
side.
4 for 4 right now.
So this one, this was another one.
Yeah.
So I knew who I was going to pick first. I knew who Carmen would pick right after that. And I knew I'd take Zampini. I wasn't sure what he was going to do with the 4th pick. And this pick's been a tough one. You know, I went back and forth a couple of times, and the guy I'm going to go with this year is a guy who played out of his mind last year. Had the best net score out of the whole group in the 1v1. He ended up shooting like a 33 or 32 net. He's been playing consistently this year, and I like what I'm seeing. So I'm going to take Big Lou.
Wow, Big Larry, let's go,
Lou. Big Lou. 42?
Yeah.
42? What kind of question is that?
I thought it was 32.
32?
That's what he shot, was a 32
That's what
last
his shot
year.
was a 32. Yeah.
Net 32.
Lou playing some good golf. I like Lou's game.
I'm
He's-
pumped.
He's for such a big hitter, he's pretty conservative. He plays smart golf.
He's also very motivational.
He's
He provides a lot of motivation.
I'm sensing sarcasm.
Yeah.
I'm sure he's ecstatic watching with his family all around right now, you know.
Let's run that
It
shit.
doesn't matter.
Yeah, as he said, it
go.
doesn't
Yeah.
matter.
It doesn't
So-
matter. Handicap,
Lou's
it doesn't-
definitely not watching because he doesn't believe the draft matters.
Yeah, it
None of
doesn't
it matters.
None of it matters. Why are we here? Lou's just here for the stargazing. Let's be honest. He's just here for the stargazing at Daddl. All right, Team Red, you're up. 6th pick in the draft.
All right, so this is hard, but I always go back to, usually with every pick that I've made, I will have 2 players in mind. And with my last pick, I had 2 players in mind, and one of them is still here, so I will take the other player and not think about any other player.
What?
No,
That's how power rankings work.
Did
Kamala
someone
Harris get to the table?
Oh!
10?
it's an easy pick for me. This is Pat. 100% Pat right here. I think that it's Pat not only because he's a great player, but looking through career statistics, overall player Pat is super solid and he plays great at the Cup. I'm excited to have him on Team Red.
He's also sitting to your left.
All right, hey, we got Pat in the audience, so we can do a nice interview with Pat.
Pat, get Carmen's microphone.
We got Pat live at
Sit on his lap.
the Columbus Italian Club.
Oh,
Pat,
howdy do.
Make me a crown and water.
so
Thank you.
my man, 6th pick overall. Obviously, again, have that experience from high school golf. Really good player. Played with you numerous times. I will ask.
Had some good times. Yeah.
I'm going to ask. You showing up in the Cup, though. Last year wasn't your best, so how do you bounce back this year?
Oh, every year we take it 1 year at a time. We got the dub last year. Excited to be red again. Carmen, I want to thank you for believing in me, and all 5 of those names in front of me, I'll take note.
He's taking note. Wow. Who are you texting there on the side?
Add me to that group chain, please.
He's texting Pat.
Well, I have a player on my team who's a touch behind, so he was
It
asking.
is a live stream, so it isn't like perfectly streamed.
Yeah,
So don't give away our secrets to let them see it live.
Yeah, well, it's my mom, so
On player.
player. I didn't mean. Was she in the draft?
Hi, Mama Catula.
No. Yeah, I think Pat is an excellent pick here for me. I have not taken Pat before and suffered for it. So I think this kid is on a revenge tour, just like we were just talking about some other players before. I think this is a big year for Pat.
Nice. Thanks,
Appreciate it,
Carm.
yeah, appreciate it.
Nice. Teams are forming up here. We're on to the 7th pick. We are back to Team Black. Dom Schneider. Captain, what you got?
So, I think that was your first mistake, Carmen. And I want
that
Pat
talk, son.
And I want Carmen to remember these 2 numbers: 5.5, 3.5. Do you remember what that was, Pat?
Dig deeper for that.
That was your one-on-one match score against Howie. He beat you 5.5, 3.5. And now I'm going to draft Howie.
Let's run it back.
Oh, shoot.
Pat says let's run it back. Let's love it.
I don't know what you got him in here as I'm putting Howie.
There we go. Howie is a very consistent player. I got to play with him last year. Loved playing with him.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, he's going to show up and just be consistent. He's solid. Here's my thing with Howie this year is I'm addressing like the scouting reports, right? Lowest handicap he's had coming into the Cup. There's some question about that. So Dom, did you consider that at all when you were picking players?
Yeah, I definitely did. But Joe taught me 2 years ago that handicaps don't matter as much as they should.
No, that was Lou. Lou taught you that.
The draft in the handicap format, it's nice that we include that, but at the end of the day, I'll take the better golfer every time.
Yep.
The numbers don't mean that much.
Got it. I think it's a solid pick. I like Howie as a pick. Great, consistent golfer. Excited to see who you pair him up with.
I do want to say one thing. Yes, his handicap's at 10, but we're playing from 100 yards out, so we'll be all right.
How's his pitching wedge? That's what I wanted.
White tees.
I'm kidding. All right, so next on the clock, we got Nooch. I think, Jim, can you do me a favor and put the teams up? That way we could talk a little bit about that. Carmen,
Let's do it.
As we get to the middle rounds, I understand that it might take the captains just a little second. So, Joe, any surprises for you here other than maybe the first pick?
I think we're seeing the top golfers go early in the draft here, so there's not really any surprises. It's considering my draft or my mock draft, there's a couple of names that are in the red column I thought would be in the black column, and a couple of names in the black column I thought would be in the red column. other than that, I'm seeing the top names that I thought would be going early. So
I mean, if I'm not mistaken, this is the same team Dom started off with last year. Is that right?
No,
Minus
I had.
Lou?
I didn't have Lou. So
Because Sam's
yeah,
back this
Sam
year.
and Lou weren't in there, so I can't remember who I picked in the third round.
Might have been Howie.
Was it Howie?
Yeah, so I took Howie and then Marcus. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, I know, and like Chris, you said, start getting to the middle. It's an interesting tier. This is where you really have to analyze, like, who do you think can play above their handicap? Who do you think will at least give you some good, consistent shots, and who you can pair with? So it gets a little more dicey in these middle rounds. So I am really excited to see kind of who's next off the board and how this thing unfolds. So with that, Nooch, if you're ready, you're on the clock. Pick 8. I don't think he's ready.
That's a good transition.
Thanks, Mark.
You guys could talk for 2 more minutes.
All right, so they're going to do that. Dom, go through what's our food situation right now?
Yeah. So we can talk about that. So
We got some good things on the menu.
So Wednesday, Nooch is gonna cook. He's gonna prepare it and
talk about the
present
food
it
Wednesday night.
better than I can. So I'll let him announce that. But Thursday, we're gonna go with the tried and true Andriaccios. Got
yeah.
pizza, wings, salad. Friday, we're going to do that barbecue place again. That was a big hit last year.
Oh, yeah.
So we'll have brisket, pulled pork, some sides.
That was awesome.
And then Saturday, we're going to do the prime rib again.
Nice.
So.
All right.
Love that. Eating
Carm, you
well.
ready?
I think we have the pick is
I will say this was definitely my hardest pick. I mean, I've had picks before so far, but this has definitely been my hardest one. I am going to pick my teammate from last year.
Oh, he does.
I'm
He
gonna
does it.
I'm gonna take my teammate from last year for Team Red. I'm gonna decide to take Dante, Mother Truckin' Lovell, with the 4th pick of Team Red, 8th pick overall. Dante
come in
Lovell.
here.
Let's get an interview. All right.
Live.
Also here.
Believe it or not, he was playing some bocce when we showed up here at the Columbus Italian Club. Dante, 8th pick overall, running it back with Carmen. You guys were like a buzzsaw somehow last year.
Don't act surprised.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if it was the pink Whitneys or
It was
what it
because
was.
of the mulligans.
Yeah, no mulligans this year, so I want to get your thoughts on that. But where's your game at? I haven't seen many scores posted this year.
My game's exactly where it needs to be, and that's all everyone needs to worry about. Here's what I will say, though. I was raised by 2 wonderful parents. a lot of integrity between them, a lot of maturity, a lot of just strength, and more so respect. And last year we weren't respected, right? I recall, right? Right? It was
I agree.
pretty disrespectful, and I'll never. That's something I'll never forget. Win or lose, you stay at the end. And I want to make that known to Team Black right now.
Strong,
All right.
strong,
when you're
strong.
tired.
Love it. Now,
I was hungry.
The year
You
before
guys
that,
took
Team Red
forever.
didn't stay.
And another thing, after you guys lost last year, all I heard were rule changes. All I heard. Oh, we gotta change this. We gotta change that.
well, let's talk about that.
Change
we're
your
for the
game. I'll
people.
see you on the course.
Don't even get to ask him about the mulligans. Joe, you got something to say. I can see
I think
it.
the rule changes were because I finally won one. It was like, we can't have Joe win. This is not
Joe
right.
got his first win last year after a
Yeah.
6-year drought. So yeah, that's why we had to change things up. We can't let Joe
That
keep
was a
winning.
big one.
That
We
was.
really didn't touch
I
on
think
that.
Joe, were you in tears?
I did cry. I did cry. I cried.
The year before he was.
When I was captain, I cried that year too.
Pretty sure he cried.
I think we can guarantee every year there's going to be changes. Like
Oh,
with
yeah.
this group, we're not going to do the
You guys are
exact
giving me a
same
panic
thing.
attack late in this year, just like changing. Wait, white tees, blue tees. What about this? What about the guys? Let's just fucking do one thing.
better. We make it
Continuous improvements.
We
Slim.
do like to improve that, and again, I think the no mulligan rule this year is a good rule. I think really it's not necessary, and I was on the other side of that, but these guys convinced me that it's really not necessary. Dante's not for it, but I'm excited to see how we strategize.
In the
for it.
group chat, he called everybody a pussy that needed to use a mulligan. So I don't know where this changed.
All of a sudden he's pro mulligan.
I think he just doesn't like to agree with me. So.
There you
doesn't
go.
like change.
The brotherly rivalry. That's what it is.
Yeah.
So we are going to go another year without the Lovels being on the same squad, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good.
Have you guys ever been on the same team?
I don't
We
think
look
so.
back through, and I do not think they have been on the same team.
Maybe 1 year.
I feel like there
Dante,
was
Have we
one
ever
year.
been on the same team? I think 1 year.
I feel like 1 year where you guys were on red.
He doesn't know what we're drafting for.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right, Dom.
I remember, maybe this is what Carmen did or not, but the year that I didn't have Chris, I said to myself, I have to take Dante. Because those two on the same side would not work good. And at least I know if I got Dante, he might be able to get under Chris's skin or vice, whatever. But I couldn't let him get the level stack.
That's the strategy. You got to be careful. You got to be careful. Dom put me in retirement as a captain because that dude plays all these strategy games. And like the 1 year, it was my second, third year captain. I think we just had our second or third kid. I had no idea what was going on. And Dom's making all these trades. This is before we live streamed our draft. And we were texting, and all of a sudden I look. Pat was on my team. We had just won last year. I look, and Pat's walking out of the guest house in black. And I'm like, what the fuck? What, Pat? You're on my team. He's like, no, you traded me. And traded him, Zenko, and then we got wiped out that year. So you got to be careful with Dom Carn. I know you're always thinking what Dom's trying to figure out. All right, Dom, that's up to you. We're on pick 9 here, round 5. Just kicking it off. Are you ready to roll with your 9th pick?
Yeah, I think this is the most interesting part of the draft. I mean, those top 8 names, I had those names going the first 8, whatever team, but this is where I think it gets really interesting. You got a lot of mid-teen
Yeah.
to 20-some handicap guys that can all play above or below that number at any given time. So in my power rankings, I had a guy here for the longest time. But that changed yesterday.
Oh, shit.
Jim, what I saw out of you yesterday impressed me very much. And I'll be honest with you, you moved up 10 positions in my power ranks. I had you at second to last because you hadn't golfed since June 22nd. You're the most negative person in any of my group texts. And I was so skeptical to pick you. But what I saw yesterday, I said, all right, he's ready. So I'm taking Jimmy Joe.
Thank you, brother. I'm glad we got to play together. I said I think we'd make a good pairing. I don't know if that's how it'll play out or not. Hey, totally understand all your points you made. I would say the years of being a Browns fan had always made me a pessimist and, expect the worst, hope for the best. But I think I'm just in a good place with my game right now, consistently playing, just be an athlete. Like I said, get up, execute. I am pumped. A little nervous about being drafted this high, but I'm confident going into this draft, baby, and we're going to bring it home for Team Black for sure. Thanks, Dom.
All right.
Yep, let's do it.
Really might. So now we have Nooch back. What pick are we on?
I don't need time.
Oh,
Okay.
I am sprinting up to the podium with my next pick. I fucking love this player coming to this year after last year. I think he is coming.
He's coming.
He's coming. Oh, he's coming. He's coming. There's one player that I think is the most consistent shots off the tee onto the fairway right now, and he's on my team. I'm so fucking excited to have Marcus Romeo with my next fucking pick.
Strokes game, tee to green,
Shark.
on the field.
Marcus Romeo.
Romeo.
In his cup for what? This is his second year?
Second year. So, I'd like to thank Carmen for picking me at 10. But I would like to. I've spoken to the Players Union a little bit, and we've had discussions about.
He's gonna bring it up right now.
He has no red jerseys. He has no red polo.
I've been discussing. We like red. Red is a good color. It's not a bad color, but I think that we should take it to a vote and possibly go to black and white. And that's what I would like to say. I'd like to say that on the draft.
If there's white hair dye,
Throw that out there.
On the record.
That's all that I'm going to say. I think it will look nicer. And I just wanted to put that out there to the board and see what happens.
So comes to the draft,
Use this platform.
gets picked, and doesn't even talk about his game.
I needed to use my platform.
How
Yes.
are you feeling about the game? How are you feeling about your game?
feel
I know
good.
you're taking a very stoic approach to the golf.
Yeah,
recently.
I don't care. Like
Okay.
I have no feeling. I'm just gonna go play and have fun, and I'm gonna drink some transfusions. I'm
How
gonna have
many
some Zen.
transfusions do we need to buy?
Just two per 9.
2 per 9?
Yeah,
that's the formula.
Yeah.
That's the
many
magic
Zens?
formula.
5 was too
Zins.
many yesterday. Yeah. So
Well, that's awesome.
How much do you have to go out and buy red now?
I'm gonna have to at least spend $150 on red polos that I will not wear next year.
It's not thrown out there. I will say an underrated part of the drafting early is only having to pack one color. Less packing, less outfit combos.
We do this all for the
That's the only thing people care
We
about
do it all
right
for
now.
the group. Contrary to whatever Dante says, we do it all for the people.
I almost ordered a new red and black shirt yesterday, and then I was like, wait,
You don't have to. I know. That's the nice thing. That's great. Hey, I know we're in the middle. We're in the thick of it. Dom is up. I'm not sure if you're ready yet, but I didn't know if you guys wanted to take a moment. Talk about your most favorite Daddl Cup moments. Do you guys have those? Can you pick just one to talk about it?
Yeah, one that came to mind real quickly was my favorite moments are when we're back at Daddl. Of course, I have a lot of cup moments, like Barnhart and I 2 years ago drinking Crown Peach and destroying Zampini and Angelo. Last year, me and Miguel drinking tequila, playing Spanish tunes, and destroying Big Larry and Sharilla. Pussy. Kidding, Sharilla. But my favorite times are when we are partying Saturday night. When Lou's having fun, Lou's having some drinks, he's getting at people. We're playing beer ball, beer baseball, whatever it may be, and everybody's just in the pool house having a good time. That's my favorite.
Yeah, I mean, that moment that we sit around the fire and bullshit about what happened the day before and talk about what's going to happen the next day is my top memory. Yeah. But I think this year, with us doing the draft on Sunday, we did this purposely, not only because people can pick out their clothing, but now we get to enjoy Wednesday. Yeah. Like this group of 5 guys here, we were always consumed with the draft and the setup and the pairings, and people would be walking in, and I wouldn't even get to say hi to them. Now I get to just sit there and chill and hang out with everybody and just catch up before we get started with golf.
Yep. Joe, what about you?
My favorite Daddl moment? Is that what you're asking?
Daddl Cup. I mean, aside from winning your first championship.
Well, yeah,
year.
I mean, that clearly goes to the top of the list here. Actually, Jim, I think you're part of one of my favorite Daddl Cup moments is whenever you and I were paired together and we went to the overtime for the Calcutta against, I think it was Evan and
Miguel.
How
many holes extra did we play?
We played an extra 9 holes because we kept going overtime. We figured we were going to do 3 holes overtime, and then we were tied after that, so we did 3 more. We were still tied, and then we did 3 more, and it came down to the very last hole, the very last shot, I think. So, but I was actually quite proud of that, and I hope you were too. But that's one thing that's going to stick with me for a long time. So
that's awesome. The first true golf favorite memory, and I think I share that. And hanging out at Daddl is awesome after the rounds. But you can't beat. I think it's year after year. It's not a favorite moment, but you can't beat that first tee. And I don't know if everyone here has had the experience of teeing off first, actually first in the whole group. But I remember one year there was the whole crew and no one was really paying attention. And I was so nervous, I just went up and I knew my pairing was first, and I just teed off without anybody watching because I didn't want any of the pressure. But that first tee box, when you can just feel the juices flowing and everybody's hyped up, that's the best part every single year.
We should make Tim tee off first. That should be the
I like that. I'm a big fan of that.
I like that.
We made Dan Winter do it his first year,
we did.
And he did the shotgun ball.
That's right. Noose, do you have a favorite moment before we get into the next pick?
Favorite moment?
Yeah, of the Daddl Cup.
Oh man, I liked our first live draft. I don't know if anybody has said that, but when we decided to do it live, this is very cool. I really, really like the live draft, but like everybody said, to be able to add a day is really big. But I also think that every year has gotten better and better, and it has been so much fucking fun. And I look more forward to every year than I do anything in the world. So I'm just fucking excited for this next year. But I would say the first live draft is awesome.
Nice. Well, like we said, we're lucky to have this many friends that we can get together every year to golf, appreciate each other, have fun. Let's get back into the draft with Dom. Back up, pick number 11.
Yeah, so this is another interesting pick. I had a lot of names here. I'll be honest, I didn't see Marcus going at 10. I thought I was going to be able to grab him here at the 11th pick, but it is what it is. So this guy here, has bailed us out when we needed him the most. he's come in, he's dealt with some adversities. He threw me for a loop about a month ago and said I might not be able to play, but then he figured it all out. I'm going to take Corey. Corey knows how to play. He's been posting some really good scores this year.
Nice. Corey Gruel.
I want to say one thing there. When he said Corey, you should have seen Carmen's body language.
Did he slouch?
Oh, his wiener went inside.
It turned into an idiot. He's got to delete Corey on the group text right now.
So we did adjust Corey's handicap though, right?
Corey is playing at a 17. So
Okay.
Corey had a 17.
I thought you were going to call him Mr. 76, and that's why my face went like that, because I thought you were going to say Mr. 76 himself, Corey Bro.
Yeah. So that was a hit and giggle round.
Giggle round. I read that. I was like, what?
I can't claim that. That was Zampini. He called it a hit and giggle. He posted a 76 in a hit and giggle round. So it affected his handicap, but Carmen and I talked it out yesterday, and
Nice.
Corey knew what his number was before that and said, hey, it was a 17. I plugged it into the USGA handicap thing, and it said, yeah, he's a 17. So play like you're a 13.
Thank you.
Nice. All right.
Jim, can you do me a favor? Go to Corey's.
Yeah, let's check it out. That's what I thought we had up.
I know you did. It's just it wasn't.
Got it.
Corey.
So yeah, this is where the handicap controversy comes in. We pulled in the committee. It seems that the captains discussed it very gentleman-like. The 76, the hit and giggle round. There you see an 88, low 90s. He killed a goose. I don't know if you guys know this story. Yeah, I don't know if you know this story, but I don't know.
During the 76 round, is that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No mulligans. No mulligans.
Players alive.
Hit the goose, killed it during a round. So I don't know if that carries over into the Daddl Cup, but it's something important to note. But
Brick killed the man.
Happy Brick killed the man. Happy to have Corey on Team Black. Nooch, we are up. 12th pick.
Yeah, I know what to do here. Can't
Confident with the 12th pick.
can't overthink this one. Don't start looking at other players. This is Colin Cooper here. It's a 100% pick. Dude's a great golfer. Talk about high school players. Talk about people that have been golfing for a very long time. Colin Cooper is a steal here with the 12th pick overall.
Nice pick with Coop. I'm going to be honest. I thought Cooper's going to be going a little higher. I'd be interested to hear in both your thoughts. He slides down to 12. I thought he was definitely going ahead of me, ahead of Mark, ahead of Corey. I've seen Cooper play. He's got some game. I'm curious, Dom, before I interview Carmen, what was your thoughts on Cooper heading into this Daddl Cup?
Yeah, so Coop's been one that's floated around the power rankings. He's sitting at an 11 handicap, which I think is maybe more reflective of previous years. He's not getting out nearly as much, just like all of us. Got kids, got family, got a job. Hasn't been playing the best golf of his life. He's still a good player, but I'm very happy with my decision.
Nice. Now, Carmen, you heard his take on it. What do you have to say picking Coop?
This take sucks. Named a fucking kid after me. It's got a kid named
I
Carmen.
should have known that.
Okay,
Yeah.
got a kid named Carmen.
Okay.
But also, I think it's sorry guys. Like he puts that like he will hit a long putt and just fucking ruin your day. I think
I've
that
seen it.
Coop is
He will also hit drives into the woods and magically bounce out of the fairway
yeah.
every time.
I like
Definitely
this
got
type of
that
Cooper.
going.
I love. This is a value pick in my mind. Like you said, I thought he was going to go earlier.
Yeah.
I like him here.
Yeah.
This is Coop right here at 12. Great pick for me.
Nice. Saw some value on the board and took it. That brings us back to you, Dom, with lucky pick number 13. Excited to see who goes here.
Yeah, so this one, this was a tough one. There's a guy that I was thinking of who's played really well at the Cup, probably plays his best golf at the Cup. People, when I said this pick, some people would say, well, does he have the stamina? Does he have the endurance? But I know what I know about this guy. I've known him since I was, in 7th grade. and I'm going to take Barnhart here. I think he's got it in him.
Nice. El Diablo, Barnhart, the carrier of the Crown Peach, going pick number 13. I like that pick. He always brings the energy, too. Just a fun guy to play with. If you need a glove, he's got them. Might be kind of sweaty, but he's got plenty of gloves. Nice pick, Dom. Carm, what's your thought on Barney going to Team Black?
I'm going to need a minute for my next pick.
Okay. Carm's going to need a minute. Joe, what about you, my friend? What's your thought on Barney? What's your thought on the draft so far, especially the middle rounds?
This is where it gets interesting, right? Because this is where you don't know who's going to go where, who's going to take what. This is kind of the meat and potatoes of the draft, I think. This is where you can make or break your team, your Daddl Cup. So
yeah, the middle of the draft definitely. I think you're right. You know what you're going to get out of the top players. The middle players, you're just like, let's hope they at least play to their handicap.
I forget who said it. It might have been Dom or Carmen, but one of them said that this is where you get the guys that can play above their handicap, guys that can show up. Guys can show up and absolutely shit the bed. Just depends on who's going to show up and play and who's not.
Can we get a live look at Team Red over there? I mean, all huddled up.
I'm good, thank you.
That's what I would say.
Look at this. You got 3 guys. Dante used to be there. So you got 4 guys over here contemplating picks.
You know he's texting Paul. Look at this.
I didn't know who I was
Who's
picking
over
until
there?
today, and this
Who's
is
over
me.
there?
I got my spreadsheet out.
The spreadsheet wizard.
And you guys all, yeah, I think that makes sense.
Yeah. Trust your gut.
Oh, thanks. I was good.
Oh, well, you're having that. You're getting fucked up.
Getting drunk at the podcast.
If you do it, I'll do it.
How many viewers we got right now?
12.
12 viewers.
We don't even have
huh?
18. We got, well, no, I guess we got 12.
Miguel's in there. Hey, shout out to Miguel. This guy Miguel couldn't even play in the cup this year, and he's been in the group text the whole time. He's logged into the live draft cast. Miguel, we love you, and we're so excited to have you back next year. So get all that, quit having kids, and
Miguel, I just have to say, the Calcutta was canceled this year. All seriousness, like we're not doing a Calcutta this year.
So he's going to log off now. There goes the viewer. Now we're down to 12.
We just lost a follower. All right, with that, Carmen said he's ready. Pick is in. Pick number 14.
This, in my mind, was between 4 players. But
There's only 4. You're stuck with one of them. So
GM of the year, ladies and gentlemen.
sorry, Shells. Let's go with family. I'm going to go with Angelo with my next pick. Overall at 14, I think he is getting better and better every year, probably better than me right now. Angelo at the 14th pick overall.
That's a nice pick, Carm. Going with the brotherly love. I've been watching his scores, man. He's playing a lot with Paul, so obviously he's learning something. You probably talk to him the most, obviously. What has he been saying about his game?
He's consistent. I mean, this was a player that I felt like I could beat him every time out. I go over 100. It happens all the time. I haven't seen him go over 100 in a while.
Even at Trumble.
Yeah,
even at Trumble, which
he
is a
shoots
hard
in the
course.
90s, and he's getting more consistent. Won last year. I just like him again on my team. I really actually like Dom's last pick. Barnhart is on a lot of winning teams. That's a player I wanted on my team, but I just didn't want the chance of Angelo going to Team Black, so I took him here.
Yeah, I mean, we got his score, we got his handicap card up, and this is what I'm talking about. It's just like consistently low 90s. Last year, he didn't start playing truly for the longest time, but now he's gotten into a nice groove, and has posted some pretty good scores. So I'm excited to see him show up at the Cup.
It helps when you have a friend like Paul who golfs 6 times a week.
I think it's pretty safe to say that Angelo is probably the most improved over the last 2-3 years.
I think it's Angelo and Dom.
Yeah.
I think Dom and Angelo have been the most improved players.
Aw, thank you.
I think the one thing that's great.
I love you.
They're not
I'll reach
scrawny.
under
They're
there in a
nice. I think the one.
reach you for
The one thing that's great is most players. What you want to see is not most. What you want to see is your handicap go down, right? And over the last few years that we've had put handicaps in place, I would say mostly everyone. Obviously, it's tough for people who maybe don't get a chance to golf as much. a lot of handicaps are dropping.
Yeah.
When you look at the average handicaps over the last several years, it continues to go down. So that's awesome.
That's a good point too. I think as we play throughout the year too, like we have the cup, so we always want to perform good for the cup. We always want to get in our best form for the cup. We want to make a good impression of the captain. So people are working on their games. They take it serious, and that's what's great about being in the 8th year about this and seeing people improve. Even Mark, Mark wasn't taking golf serious for the longest time, got back into it, and now he's part of the cup and loves it. So good pick, Carm. Love it. Brotherly love. I got a question. Any thought about pairing up Angelo and Paul since they play together so often?
Yes, and they've been paired up before together. I really like them together. There's been I like people running it back with partners if they've played together at the Cup and played well at the Cup together.
Smart.
I'm already looking at maybe me and Tay, but it kind of depends still on these next 2 picks. I always, before I do pairings, like to talk to people, and Dom does the same. Who do you like playing with? Do you like playing with players that are good off the tee? Do you like players that are good putting? Blah blah blah. And Angelo could play good with a lot of players. He played great with Zampini a couple years ago. He's played good with Paul, so I kind of like him with Paul again.
Love it.
Shut up.
I see the co-captain getting in Dom's ear, already starting. We're running through this draft here. A few picks left. Dom, 15th pick, 8th round. Who we got?
Yeah, this one was easy for me. I had this guy higher in my power rankings, but I took a chance, and it worked out, and he fell where I wanted him to. This guy's the most consistent putter I've ever seen, and he's one guy that plays well below his handicap when it comes to Lake Chautauqua. He is Mr. Chautauqua. I'm taking Joe Fisher.
Let's go, Joe.
Joey Fisher. Joey putts. Went live during the match. He was putting, sunk a putt, turned to the camera. I am Chautauqua. This man is lights out. I play with him in the Cup. He's a blast to play with. Also, so reliable around the greens. Joey, what do you think about being picked here, and how are you feeling heading into this draft?
You look at the handicaps. I'm probably the second worst handicap. So to be taken this high is kind of the bar's set. I've got to answer the bell now. So
I love it. I think you're up for the task, Joe. I mean, you're on fire already with the swag. Why not just take that momentum into the Cup, baby?
I want to give a shout out to Jim. You're a really good host right now.
I had no idea I was going to be doing this much talking, so I didn't have enough time to think about it.
Just wait till we tell our wives we're doing this like year round. We're going to have a Daddl Cup podcast.
Oh, God.
Every week. They're going to love it. You can't have fun, guys. Sorry.
All right, we got Team Red over here conversing again. Again, it gets shaky here.
This podcast is sponsored by Zyn.
There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 Zins on the table. There's probably a couple more pocket Zins floating around.
Maybe that is one to go. All right.
Who do we got left here?
I think it's kind of cool how
we got Luke.
Sorry, go ahead.
We got Luke, Shills, and Tim. Tim's interesting though because he doesn't have a lot of scores, right? He's new to the Cup, but like what I've seen, he's played decent golf. I didn't expect him to be down here, and maybe it's just the uncertainty. Dom, as they're conversing over there, you want to give your thoughts on Tim?
Yeah, I mean, he's a good player. We see the scores that he's posting. It all comes down to, in my mind, the way I saw Tim is, has he played in the Cup before?
Yeah.
We've seen people that haven't played golf in the Cup not play as well as they normally do. And I think it's the added pressure, it's the different types of games. It can easily throw you off.
Yeah.
So that's why I shied away from Tim here.
I think that's good analysis. It's the uncertainty, right? It's like if you're an NFL GM, sometimes you want to just hit free agency or you want to go in the draft and take something uncertain, and that's the risk you take. But like you said, the Cup adds extra pressure. And believe it or not, I know we're all amateur golfers, but it is. There's that extra element. So I'm curious to see where we land here with Carmen, see if Tim's the pick, see if anyone else. Luke goes. I know he's still out there. Ben
Don't
Stiller
forget about
himself.
Sharilla. He's out there.
So Carmen, you up? You ready?
100%.
Took a while to get there.
Can we have the pick?
Yeah. No words. Luke.
The Duke.
He didn't say his last name because he doesn't know how to pronounce it.
Bashnagel.
You going to tell us why?
Luke. Yeah,
I really like Luke here. I wanted Joe on my team. I thought that his last pick was going to be something. I thought it might have been Luke, and I was going to take Joe. I think this was a flip-flop. I think both of them play fucking awesome at the Cup. So I actually think round 8 is 2 players, Joe and Luke, that are difference makers. So we'll see how they both show up. I think they're both going to play great. They both usually play great at the Cup. So I'll take Luke. Black will take Joe. I think it's great picks by both teams.
Nice. Thanks for the comment, Dom. I know Luke was on Team Black last year. He actually played pretty well. I know I played against him 2 years ago, actually. Played well above his handicap. Just want to get your opinion on Luke going here to Team Red.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I'm disappointed. That Luke's a guy I wanted. He always plays his best golf at the Cup. He fits in with this group of people so well.
It's important.
He's a hell of a good time. I mean, last year, him and Barnhart coming down the fairway with their shirts off was one of the best memories I've ever had. But he's there for a good time. He plays well at the Cup. I think that was a good pick by Carmen.
Nice. All right, well, Dom, if you're ready, we got pick 17, the last 2 picks. I think I know where you're going here, but never know.
Yeah, I mean, we just talked about Tim, and it's his first time at the Cup, and, you know, I've seen Tim play some good golf. I mean, Tim came up to Chautauqua for the prom last year and shot a 98 at the Hill with a borrowed set of clubs that were like my dad's from 2002.
Was it the golden putter? I know that.
There was probably a wooden golden putter in there. So I think Tim's a value pick down here. We're going to see how he handles the Cup. We're going to hope that he can play to his number. And hopefully you can make Carmen regret that decision, Tim.
Love that. Love Tim there at the second to last pick. Again, unknown, but could be a low risk, high reward. You don't know, but it could be a high risk, high reward too. So we'll just find out. Tim, excited to have you this year in the Cup. Could go either way, Pat. All right. Well, there's one player left. I don't know what you guys are conversing about.
We going off the board here?
Wait, Zenko just texted me and said he doesn't have to go to work.
Zenko doesn't have to go.
Available.
He doesn't have to go to Germany.
Last pick overall.
We'll still take Sherrill.
Mr. Irrelevance is Matthew. I once overdosed on vanilla cokes. Shirla.
Shills bringing up the rear in the 2024 Daddl Cup Draft Cast.
Quick announcement.
Carmen has a quick announcement.
Hold on, I want to talk about Shills, though. Are you done talking about Shills?
Yeah, don't.
I am. Are you?
I want to give a congrats to Shills on his new
Yeah.
But I also do want to say, don't ever kiss an avocado on Instagram ever again.
Oh, we got a lot of footage, Shills. Wait for the hype video.
I fucking love Shills. Don't yell at me.
Team Red would like to announce their co-captain.
Okay. All right. Let's go. Let's
Team Red's co-captain this year will be Marcus Romeo.
Wow, what a tournament match.
I like this.
Can I remind you of the NDA you signed?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, okay, so there was an official. I know you two talk a lot. I know Marcus, not even in the Cup, he was analyzing the Cup and the picks, and he knows the strategy. This is someone little scary being co-captain, but it's going to be fun seeing, I'm assuming, Chris and Dom go against Carmen and Mark as captain and co-captain. Chris, how do you feel about your fellow co-captain?
Marcus is well aware of everybody's play, even though this is his second year in the Cup. So I think it's very smart on Carmen's part. I know he had Joe last year. Joe did very well. Joe's now on Team Black. So with Marcus here, the man's very analytical by the numbers. So it's a smart pick by him. But I will say we are now enemies. And if we go against Mark in my pairing, I will be in Mark's head. So we'll see how that goes. We're going to get a fist fight on hole 6.
This is gonna get interesting.
That's
I'm
This is
kidding,
gonna
bro.
get
I won't
interesting.
talk shit.
Let's
You're
do
gonna wait till
one.
hole 6.
Let's do one last
We'll
analysis.
fucking kiss and make up on hole 6.
Go through the teams here. Team Black, Captain Dom Schneider, Chris, Zampini, Lou, Howie, Jim, Corey, Barnhart, Joe, and Tim. Dom, I want to get your recap, how the draft went and how you feel about this team.
Yeah, so it surprised me. Not the first 4 picks. I saw those going the way they were. I was surprised to get Lou at 5. I'm excited about that. I was really hoping to get Dante, but now he's an enemy, so fuck him. Really excited to get you, even though I thought I was going to get Marcus at that pick. And then these bottom 4, I got the 4 guys that I wanted. I thought I wasn't going to get all 4 of those. But Corey, Barnhart, Joe, and Tim, very solid lineup down there. I'm happy with it.
Awesome. Thanks, Team Black Captain. Carmen, what's your analysis? How do you feel about the draft? Any parting thoughts?
I think Dom would agree. I think there are like 2 to 3 players that each of us got where I was like, like there was somebody he got where I was like, no, I wanted that player. I really wanted Joe this year. Again, I wanted to run it back with him. He got him the pick before I was going to take him. But like a player like Luke, I thought Dom was high on. We were both high on, so I was excited to get him. I love our squad. The reason why I picked Marcus as my co-captain is we talked a lot about the cup, so is Dom with him, but like we started even looking at our team now, and a lot of pairings we were on the money with. Like we would look at somebody and be like, with them, and it was like both the same, we were thinking.
Yeah.
So I think that's a good sign because pairings will change throughout the cup, but we were looking at kind of the same types of players together. That's a really good sign. I think he's perfect for a co-captain. Me and Chris were actually talking about this before the draft. We're like, well, have, board players been separated? We're like, I would have picked Joe or Jim as my co-captain in a second if they ended up on my team. But I was like, well, if I don't get one of them and Marcus is on my team, I'm taking Marcus. I said that to Chris before the draft. So I'm super excited about Marcus's involvement. Second year in, getting really into the cup, so I think it's perfect. And I love my fucking team. I know Dom loves his team. I think it's going to be I really, really am excited about this year. I hope it is as close as me and Dom's matchup this year was way closer than last year. Dom fucking smoked me 1v1 last year. This year was a lot closer. I had the lead. He took it back. I hope the cup is like that. I hope it's back and forth. With 3 days, it could be, huge swings and momentum. And that's what I'm hoping for. I think everybody's going to have a good cup. I can't fucking wait for next week.
Let's go. We're almost there, fellas. Couple more days of work. Hang in there. Be good husbands. Be good spouses. You know what to do. I have one final thing. I told the board that I had a prize for the winning team cap.
Is it Marcus? Did he get it exact? Oh.
What?
I thought
this is the winning team captain. You will be invited to a free golf outing at the club at Stone Lick in Cincinnati, Ohio on September 5th. Me and you, golf outing. We don't know our other 2 yet, but the winning captain will get invited to the golf outing.
All right, Jim.
All right, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. Can't wait to see you all on Wednesday. Let's go have a blast at the 2024 Daddl Cup. Thank you all.
Yeah.